Welcome everyone to our next talk. We have a speaker from Stack Console. His name is Saurabh, and he will tell us a little bit more about the services they have built in their company on top of CloudStack. Hi Saurabh, tell us a little bit more about yourself, and the scene is yours.
Hello guys, thank you Yvette for giving me this opportunity to talk, and welcome everyone who is attending my talk. So my name is Saurabh and I am from Stack Console. Today I am here to tell you about top 3 challenges faced by web hosting companies who sort of think to start their own public cloud business like DigitalOcean, Vultr and AWS. So what are the things which are stopping them, or not giving them that impression to go in the market with a big name or a big or very good presence like DigitalOcean is having. So today I will try to tell you about the things which are lacking right now in the market, and how Stack Console can help you to solve those challenges. So the first challenge which is faced by everyone. So in fact, I also run a web hosting company in India, and I also face this similar challenge. So when I thought to start a public cloud like DigitalOcean is there or Vultr is there. So I was pretty much convinced with the Apache Cloud Stack, but I was not having any management portal on top of that to provide services to the end customer. The reason is the current platforms which are available in the market are, they don't have a modern UI and UX. Okay. So they are mostly built for the enterprise level customers, and they have the UI and UX which is being followed from last many years. So now, like you can see, DigitalOcean or Vultr or AWS, they are having very good user interface, right? So you also enjoy working on that kind of platforms. So that is the first thing I feel is missing in the platforms which are built on the top of Apache Cloud Stack. And second, it is not mobile ready. The problem is like, let's say for example, at least in India, when you target a end user, so how do you target them? You target them from Facebook ads or any social media channels. You put lot of efforts to run those campaigns and generate the leads. So what happens is when you ask them to like sign up through that ad, so that cloud management portal is not mobile ready, right? So they say like, we don't serve on mobile, so go to the desktop and sign up. So then what is the use of running those ads? So even tier 4 level data center in India are like, using cloud stack, and on top of that they are using some CMP, and still they don't have this mobile readiness on their platform. So this is a big challenge. Let's say SME like me or any other company who want to sell public cloud, they should have this bare minimum features with them, right, to target the customers. So this is the second problem which I personally felt is where which needs to be addressed. And then third we have is like, right now the platforms which are available in the market, you will see like, some they don't have integrated help desk and billing system with them. So you have to go and integrate it with WHMCS, or let's say Hostbill, or any other kind of platform. So the user when sign up on your public cloud, so he basically sees like, you should he we should solve his all purpose. It should not like, we are providing this services, and for these services you have to go there and like that. So no one prefers that, at least nowadays. So these are the basic challenges which I, when plan to launch my own public cloud in India, so this problem I faced, and I found there is no any cloud management portal available for Apache Cloud Stack who can solve my purpose. So then I thought to like, let's create our own product. And then I got an idea like, why not other companies also get benefited from this cloud management portal which we have already developed. So this is the basic idea behind like, starting the Stack Console. Actually it was started to solve our own purpose, but now we are bringing it to the market, like, to subscribe for this license, or You can buy a one-time license and you can use for your business. So the basic target is like, to solve problem of small medium enterprises, because they can't pay you too much cost for like, cloud management portal, because nowadays every web hosting company is having minimum of 200 of servers, right? So it is not very difficult for us to like, with the help of Apache Cloud Stack, you launch our own public cloud. But the problem is there is no any stable cloud management platform available right now in the market. So this is the challenge, or this is the problem which we are trying to solve. And I will tell you now how exactly we do that. So using Apache Cloud Stack and Stack Console, this problem can be solved, and anyone or any SMEs or any data center can easily start their uh, public cloud self-service portal like DigitalOcean or Vultr. Means like it will be of that level. So the first thing is like we are providing custom modern UI and UX, right? So the reason for custom, when I say the custom, it's not just limited to the color code changes or just logo change or some CSS styles changing. So it is not limited to that. Our portal can be customized to any level. Means let's say you have your own design already in place, we can integrate our system with your UI, or we can design a unique UI for you, so that you are unique in the market. It's not like my portal is similar and some other company's portal is also similar, only color is different, right? So that is again means like if you want to reach to the DigitalOcean level, that is I don't feel like that is possible with this kind of solutions. So you have to be unique in the market in order to make your impression strong, right? So this Stack Console help you like create means like it will integrate with any kind of UI UX, or we can also custom design UI UX for you, or you can use existing platform also by changing CSS and colors which already available in the market, right? So this is how we are trying to solve the purpose, and we are trying to help out companies for to get look and feel of the portal like DigitalOcean or Vultr, kind of similar platforms. Hope I am not too fast. The second is mobile ready, like I mentioned you now. So there is no sense, means like you say you see the ads of DigitalOcean, right, on your Facebook ads, or you see it on Instagram, or you see it on any other social media platform. So what happens is when you see DigitalOcean is offering you $100 of free credit. So what happens, you immediately click on that, sign up on it, and you immediately get the access of the portal. So the reason you are able to do this is because it is mobile ready. Now the cloud management platform which are built on top of Apache Cloud Stack, since they are not mobile ready, we are not able to leverage this thing. And in order to get a new client, of course anyone has to do the marketing, right? And the cheapest platform right now for marketing is social media. So without social media you cannot expect to get new clients, because now email marketing and telecalling is like now old thing now, which no one usually does. So this purpose can be solved only by mobile readiness, and also the user can on the go, he can just, if you want to stop the server, or if you want to create an instance, or whatever server management he want to do, he can do on the go. So that is the another advantage for the user when the cloud management platform is mobile ready. So this is the purpose which Stack Console is trying to solve by launching a mobile ready cloud management platform. And the third problem is like few cloud management portal, like they have cloud computing offering, but they don't offer bare metal as a service, or they don't offer a block storage, or they may not offer CDN. So we are trying to sort of like put all these features in one single platform, so it is like a full umbrella of the services. So this is what the purpose of Stack Console is, to put all the features in one single dashboard, so that user can have a benefit of or access of each and every feature which they may want to use in the future. So these are the three problems actually means like these three challenges which we are trying to solve using our cloud management portal. Now I will show you the quick demo of how exactly does it works. Excuse me. Yeah. So this is the login screen of cloud management portal. Now the another problem which we face is like, it is not multi-currency. So for that we have to do different payment gateway integration. We cannot accept cryptocurrency. We cannot automate the PayPal's payment, right? So these are also some other challenges which we are trying to solve. So when you sign up with our portal, so Popson is basically our another company for which we are developing this portal. So for demo purpose, we will be using this Popson company's demo account. So when you sign up for the very first time, so you have to choose a currency. So you can add multiple currencies in the backend, and the pricing of, so it's not like, for every country you have to keep the separate pricing. So in admin panel, the pricing is set in such a manner that you can set the pricing, like means like you have to set a base currency. Let's say you set a base currency INR, and according to that, for other currency it will calculate the pricing. So that is how it is set. So let's say for this example I will select INR. Now when I select the currency, it will redirect me to the Indian payment gateway. If I would have selected USD, it would have redirected me to the PayPal, or let's say Stripe, or cryptocurrency options, like that. So this is kind of, we have two billing options here. So one is prepaid, which you are able to see right now on the screen. And we also do offer postpaid billing. So in postpaid billing, you have to add your card, like you add on DigitalOcean, or let's say Vulture or Amazon. So on 1st of every month, the bill is generated, and by 5th of month, you have to pay the bill. But this is kind of prepaid billing system, because since our target customer is SMEs, so we thought to, show this system right now in the demo. So in prepaid, what happens? You have to put you have to add the credit first in order to deploy any instance. So this Razorpay is an Indian payment gateway. I'm just quickly adding the fund into it. So this is how you add the funds. So now since you have the infra credit, now you will be able to deploy the instance. Now you see you have the 1,000 rupees balance, and 18% that tax we deducted, that being already managed. So now in our portal, now everyone is aware about cloud stack project management, right? So we sort of developed this using that concept. So whenever you have to create an instance, first you need to create a project. So we called it create new cloud. So this is some advanced functionality, or say you can say it's a user friendly functionality. So you can give a color or a type of cloud to that particular project, and that cloud cannot be used or repeated again. So we have a very big library of these clouds. So let's say I'll choose this, and I name it. So here you have 4 options, or you can add as per your convenience for what purpose you are setting this cloud. So let's say I'll put it website or blog. So now your cloud is created. Now once the cloud is created, you can see here, this is the project. And these are the other things which you can do once the instance is created, and these are the links to the documentation, tutorials, and other stuffs. So now I'll go to the create instance. So here we have four options: cloud compute, high frequency, bare metal, and dedicated cloud. So bare metal is coming from mass.io, which is the product of Ubuntu, right? And the cloud compute, high frequency, and dedicated cloud is coming from the cloud stack. For now, I will show you how the cloud compute works. Let's say the user is new. So what happens sometimes, what exactly the dedicated cloud is, because end user may get confused between the cloud compute and the dedicated cloud, right? And what is the high frequency then? So the basic difference between both is cloud compute is for SSD offering and high frequency is for NVMe offering. So let's say I click on no more, then I read it and I click on got it, so that I know now what high frequency is. So this type of information we have integrated. So let's say we select the location Pune. You can have multiple zones in this, and you can even segregate like Linux based, Windows based, or market, is it marketplace app, let's say place panel, cPanel, or WordPress with Ubuntu, and many more. You can have, you must have this in the cloud stack setup, and the system will fetch it automatically. So for example, now I'll select the version, and even you can filter the category server size by general purpose, or if you want it CPU intensive, or you want it storage optimized. So it depends upon the client's choice what you want, but you don't need to create all these packages. Our system take care of this. You just need to set the price for what will be the price for one virtual CPU, what will be the price for memory, what will be the price for SSD, and so on. So according to that, our system will calculate the price, and it will show on the platform with different currencies, like whatever currency the client uses. So let's say for this example, I'll select this package, and you can add any feature as a service. For example, now we have the auto backup feature. For this, we are using Veeam, and you can enable this, and automatically the app backups will get enabled. And in the same manner, you have the managed support. Let's say if some client want to enable the managed support nowadays, like means like to manage AWS cloud, you should have AWS certified engineers in touch with you, right? So in our platform, who will give the support to the customer, so they can just enable the managed support if they want. And this pricing also can be set on the backend, depending upon, let's say for one virtual CPU we will be charging $100 per month. For two virtual CPU system, whatever it is, it will be $200 per month. So that you can decide on the backend, and automatically that price will get added here. And just a moment. Yeah, and then you can just put the uh, server name, host name, and the label. And then you have a provision to, like, what monthly billing options you want to choose. You can have hourly, or you can have monthly, or you can have yearly commitment, right? So this billing system provides you all three provisions. And if you want to just keep it hourly, you can keep it hourly, but for some reason you want to add monthly billing option, then you can add monthly. So the system is like, you can put a discount. Let's say user has selected one hourly, but we can give him a message, you can save rupees this on a monthly plan. So what happens, user makes a monthly commitment, so this way you have the business in front, right? So you have a better cash flow in this case. So considering that fact, we have designed it this way. So these things we have to select. And here you see you also come to know, like, under which cloud it is, the project is the instance is being created. And so now you have to just click on deploy. Yeah. So this is the server information page. Now you are seeing this, it is starting. So at cloud stack level, everything is happening. And once the setup is done, you will see it as a started. And here only you will get the CPU usage, bandwidth usage, your current charges, and what package did you choose, like say what location of that server is, the IP address get assigned automatically, the username, password, the OS, and other things related to that instance, you will be able to see here. And here you can manage, like, let's say if you want to excuse me, if you want to add an additional IP4, you can just assign an IP address from here. But for that, I believe, yeah, you can add an IP address here immediately. So you see the additional IP address is added. From here, you can even configure the firewall rules for the additional IP also, which we just added. Even you can change the host name. So we are using Cloud Init enabled templates for this. And then you can change the plan also. Let's say if you are on this plan and if you want to upgrade to some other plan, then that is easily doable here. Even you can change the OS, and or if you want to change it to the marketplace app, then that is also doable. Even you can change the reset password. You can reinstall SSH key, and you can change the startup script as well. And let's say if you want to take a snapshot, you can take a snapshot also. And if you want to enable the backups, let's say at the time of creation you didn't enable the backups, then later on you can go to that instance and enable the backups. And this is DDoS protection. So we are kind of working on this model right now. And this is the cloud. So this is the project. So under this project, there can be multiple instances that can be changed from here. So right now there is only one instance, so it is showing one. But if you have more instances, it will show more options to you. So this is about the server creation journey. And once the server is created, you can go to the cloud, and you can see like how many instances are there. So this is how the instance looks. And once you click here, then it will take you to the server information page. From here, you can easily change the project. But since we have just one project, you will see only one project here. Now, let's say if you are in the middle of something and you wanted to create an instance, so there is a shortcut provided here. You can just simply click on the compute, and then either you can create a new instance with the existing cloud, or you can create a new one. So it's all up to you. So like this, you can just create the instance from this shortcut menu also. And then we do have other features, other shortcuts listed here, like Kubernetes, block storage, DNS management, auto scaling, and we can customize it as per our need. So let's say if you want to go to the load balancer, then you can easily go here. You can set up it here. And you can just create it from anywhere, or on the from the left side menu also you will be able to create it. So we have a product section. Under the products, you will see what all products we are offering. Let's say if it is related to the networking, you have all the options here for networking. And let's say it's about storage, then you will see all the options related to storage here. And now the main system of this panel is like, the inbuilt integrated help desk system, right? So this is how you get a panel, right? And here you will be able to open a ticket, get instant help if you want. So this kind of FAQs we have listed. We have knowledge base also. So this is how the support system will look. And if you want to create a ticket, you can immediately create a ticket of same. You can select the department and put all information, and it will just create the support ticket. And it will show you like it's in progress. And even if you want to, let's say if you forget some message, you can instantly like send a message to them. So this is not a very new thing, but these all small things we have considered when designing this system. So you can jump to other tickets also from here. Let's say if there are multiple tickets. So this is how the support system is there. And then we have the billing system. So you can add the funds, and let's say if you want to automate the payment. So this is the option we are providing for the customers who are on the prepaid mode, but they don't want to run out of the funds anytime. So they can just click on auto pay. They can say like, when my account infra credits reaches to 500, top up my account with 5,000, right? And they will just save it or add their payment method, and they can just set up their account. This can be done with Razorpay. This can be done with PayPal, and with Stripe as well. And there are coupons and offers. If you want to provide let's say 10% off on all instances, you can just provide them with a coupon, and they can get the discount of same. And whatever resources customer is using, they will be able to see from here. They can even filter from which date to which date they want to see the usage and all. And then we have the invoices section from where customer can download the invoice as per their convenience. So this was about the billing profile, and here you have to just update the billing details. So basically, the point here I'm trying to make is this portal is full of features which everyone expect from public cloud provider, right? And main thing is like it has a bare metal provision also, and it has all the features, let's say what DigitalOcean provides, except one two, and that also are already on our roadmap. So here you get the detailed stats of like how many projects you have, how many instances you have created, how many dedicated servers you have. And here you get the site of like how many storage you have used, how many of memory you have used. Means like it calculates the overall memory and storage of the instances. And here you see the funds, and here are the shortcuts provided, the notice board is there. And again you have options to like quickly move to any of the module on the platform using the make your quick move. And then you can even refer someone and get benefited. So this system also we are integrating in this. And this is the help and support, and this is completely mobile ready, guys. So you don't have to think anything about this. So you can just market your product and get the signups easily done. So yeah, so concluding means like using Stack Console, any web hosting company can start their own business like DigitalOcean, Vultr, or let's say OVH Cloud within a month's time. So you can use the existing portal, or if you want the customization, that is also doable. So everything is possible with Stack Console. Yeah, so if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer.
Thank you, Saurabh, for the talk and for the presentation. It seems like a good portal, but our community is asking, is this open source and how people can try and use it?
Yeah, so this is built on open source technologies only, but this is not a kind of completely free solutions. But for SMEs, it is for a very reasonable price, which anyone can easily afford, right? Afford easily. So it is we are using Zabbix for monitoring. We are using again the Veeam solution, but that is some kind of like it's a paid solution for auto backups. But mostly the things are like built on the open source only. So at base level there is no any cost.
And why you have decided to build it on top of CloudStack? Like, according to you, what are the advantages of CloudStack?
Yeah, so for me, like there were four options actually: ONAP, Open Nebula, and OpenStack, and the CloudStack. So I researched thoroughly on the internet, and then I personally thought to install this and see how the community response is. And then when I started working on the CloudStack, I saw that there was a very good support from the community. They answered my questions means like in time, and there was good amount of support. So that was the one reason I selected the CloudStack. And second is it is easily manageable. You don't need lot of manpower in order to implement this solution as compared to the OpenStack.
Mm-hmm.
So from the cost cutting view also, I thought to go with open as a CloudStack, and I feel like it solves all the purpose which a public cloud provider looks for.
Thank you, Saurabh. It's really a pleasure for us always to see new members of our community, and we hope you will continue your contribution to CloudStack as a project. Thanks for the talk. And if somebody wants to chat with you, I'm pretty sure you will be available on the chat in the conference platform.
Yes, I will be.
Thanks. Have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.